of my decision. Look at me grow. Come on! Can you hear me now? I sure hope so.
This game is brought to you by Aaron Mizzarelli of State Farm in Randolph. My licensed and experienced team members are here to serve you for all of your insurance and financial service needs in New Jersey and New York. We offer excellent customer service, and our office is conveniently located in Randolph, New Jersey. For a free auto, home, life, or business quote, visit us at aaronmizzarelli.com or call us at 973-389-9999.
We offer installation of siding, vinyl, and composite. We also do replacement windows, doors, roofs, decks, attic insulation, and e-shield.
Paul Beers of KJM Financial has these free workshops coming up to take the stress out of college planning. Spots are limited and filling up, so register right now to secure your spot.
This game is brought to you by Aaron Mizzarelli of State Farm in Randolph. My licensed and experienced team members are here to serve you for all of your insurance and financial service needs in New Jersey and New York. We offer excellent customer service, and our office is conveniently located in Randolph, New Jersey. For a free auto, home, life, or business quote, visit us at aaronmizzarelli.com or call us at 973-389-9999.
Athletic Fields of America in Montville, New Jersey has become an industry leader in synthetic turf.
Serving the greater New York, New Jersey, and eastern PA regions, we have delivered hundreds of both synthetic turf and natural grass sports fields for youth and recreational levels, all the way up to the highest standards and requirements of the NCAA. Our goal with every project is to provide our customers with exceptional workmanship, extraordinary service, and professional integrity, while constructing a superior product that you can enjoy for years to come. Visit www.afoa.us.
Blue Nail was superior in almost every aspect. We've worked with contractors for almost everything in the firehouse, and Blue Nail really made us feel comfortable all the way through, from the contract to pre-planning to scheduling, getting the job done. We are thrilled that they were able to do the job for us.
At Planet Networks, our high-speed fiber is designed to be fast. Up to 300 times faster than cable, and up to 500 times faster than DSL. As fast as 10,000 megabits per second up and down, if you speak nerd. We're talking cheetah, bullet train, lightning strike, hummingbird, race car kind of fast. Planet Networks. So fast, it's worth the wait.
We specialize in roofing and siding. That includes gutters, windows, doors, stone siding, decks, and painting. We also utilize new age technology like drones and 3D modeling. The drones keep our guys safe on the ground with an aerial perspective, and 3D modeling gives us exact measurements for precise job scope. Give us a call today. We'll be happy to provide you with a complimentary drone inspection. We look forward to keeping your home and your family safe.
David A. Santini, CPA, LLC, providing financial peace of mind. Let us take the stress out of taxes for you too. Peace, love, and tax.
Third down to give. Montella cuts back up the middle, and he's over 1,000 yards, and he's off to the races.
Up in the air, blocked down!
Dumping in, wide open net. Too easy right there.
Molly Chapman, she'll take off from the wing. That one's good.
Webb trying to get the pin.
Here we go.
And it got it! That would win it for Warren Hill.
Great senior night ceremony here at Lenby Valley High School.
A 63 save performance by Casey Connor, the Crimson.
And he break his record. Penty Edwards wins it.
First game of your conference schedule.
So good, and we're all so pumped and just happy to
Lineups ahead tonight on Morris Sussex.
Skies are cloudy, but it is ready for another afternoon of soccer on Morris Elite TV as we have a top half of the table clash at Rutgers Newark here today at Frederick Douglass Field. It's the visiting Long Island Rough Riders and Morris Elite here in USLW. Robbie Basil alongside Josh Solomon, who will join us in just a couple of minutes, as we're just about 5 minutes or so away from kickoff of this big-time clash here in New Jersey. The first time these two played, it was a 2-0 win for the visitors, but this time around, Long Island, who fell in Garden City against Morris Elite, are trying to flip the script today. As we're nearing our time for kickoff, let us send it over to our PA announcer, Josh Solomon.
Between the visiting Long Island Rough Riders and your Morris Elite Soccer Club. Now for the starting lineup. First, for the visiting Rough Riders. Starting in goal, number 23, Nicholas Pascarella. Defender, number 2, Marlo McLeod. Defender, number 3, Natalie DeMasi. Defender, number 5, Gabriella Marte. Midfielder, number 8, Talia Morrissey. Midfielder, number 10, Salma Simonin. Midfielder, number 12, Kaylee McCormick. Midfielder, number 18, Fiona Killian. Forward, number 19, Matthew Braithwaite. Forward, number 20, Jalen Vallecillo. Midfielder, number 21, Alyssa Abramson. And in goal, number 23, Nicolette Pascal. Now, starting for your Montserrat SC. In goal, number 0 from the University of New Hampshire, Sonia Zivas. Forward, number 4 from Yale, Jojo Denevi. Defender, number 7 from Brown, Angelica August. Midfielder, number 8 from LaSalle, Ella Gadigan. Midfielder, number 9 from Adelphi, Gia Mandil. Forward, number 12 from Lehigh, Alvina Marua. Defender, number 14 from Virginia Tech, Alvin Robinson. Defender, number 17 from Memphis, Jillian Boyes. Midfielder, number 18 from Penn State, Riley Cross. And finally, defender, number 24 from Lamar, Olivia Smith. Morris Elite is coached by Stephanie Savino, assisted by Scott Maloney, Richie Castro, and Justin Howell. Now, will everyone please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Once again, welcome to another presentation of the USLW on Morris Elite TV. Here for our exciting opening game of our doubleheader here today between Morris Elite and the Long Island Rough Riders. Robbie Basil, Josh Solomon with you here today. And before we get into our action, let's take a look at the starting 11s. First, for the visiting Long Island Rough Riders, Nicolette Pascarella in goal, back four of McLeod, Abramson, Marte, and Kaylee McCormick. Midfield trio of Damasi, Killian, and Marisi. And a front three of Braithwaite, Simonin, and Vallecillo. And for the visitors, Josh, as we'll hear from you for the first time on our broadcast today, they're in an interesting spot, 4th in the table, but a lot to play for here in a very compact top 4 here in the Metro and USLW this season.
It's going to be a very interesting match today. I think we'll have to see how the weather plays a factor in terms of Long Island. As you mentioned, Manhattan SC, a victory for them on Wednesday against Manhattan. It's going to be interesting, that was last Sunday against Manhattan. They got the victory, a 4-0 victory. It was a loss to the Cedar Stars 4-1. That one was on Wednesday. And then the match before the Manhattan game on the 1st of June, 2-0 loss to Morris Elite. You mentioned that at the top of the broadcast. So I don't really know what to make of this Long Island side yet. I'm very interested to see how they play in this match, and I think obviously that will help determine, especially in this first 45 minutes, what they got to show, because they've shown how well they could do offensively in that Manhattan match, putting up 4 goals. But then on the other side, they've also allowed 4 goals and lost 4-1 earlier this week to Cedar Stars. So what version of Long Island are we going to see today? That's my question.
That'll be an interesting question that will hopefully be answered inside the first possibly 15 minutes or so with how both of these teams can play. On the flip side, Morris Elite, they're in red this afternoon. Let's take a look at their starting 11. Multiple changes from that victory 11 on Wednesday. Sonia Ziepvat starts in goal. Angelina Vargas, Ellie Robertson, Olivia Smith, and Gibson Graham, the back 4. Midfield trio of Ella Cadigan, Riley Cross, and Gia Mandil. And then a front 3 with multiple changes as Amina Barua starts at center forward with her wing partners of Jillian Poise and Jojo Denegri. Neither of those were even featured in the matchday squad on Wednesday. But they do have the momentum. And, of course, they were victorious in the first matchup between these two just a few weeks ago. Morris Elite will go from left to right. They're in the red kits. The visiting Long Island Rough Riders, they're in white. And we'll go from right to left. Whistle is blown, and we're underway from Rutgers Newark once again. Morris Elite and the Long Island Rough Riders, a battle in the top 4, as one of these sides will be just a handful of points away from the top spot, which is currently possessed by the Cedar Stars, as Josh mentioned just a couple moments ago. Pass intercepted by Denegri. Now it's on the outside, left side Mandil. And she'll drop it all the way back, and Morris Elite will look to recycle. They dominated possession on Wednesday. That was a very big theme from the 90 minutes in their 2-0 win. That was also capped off by a Amina Barua brace, which was the same theme the first time these two sides play, as there's a battle in the midfield won by Marisi. She'll go wide. Good move there by McLeod. Now Damasi. Now ball towards the left wing. Ball head towards the byline. Low cross briefly intercepted and then cleared away by Morris Elite.
I'm interested, Robbie, in the tactics that have been drawn up today by head coach Steph Savino along with the rest of her coaching staff. Already seeing this Long Island team 2-0, a win for them earlier in the month of June. They know how to beat this side, but it's a matter of the adjustments. And if Long Island is going to make adjustments on their end, then obviously Morris Elite has to do the same to get that same result of a victory. So it'll be interesting whether that comes in formation, whether that comes in substitutions, or it's just a factor of a single player being Amina Barua, as you see number 12 on your screen.
Valesio drew the foul, and now Long Island was trying to play a good restart, but the initial pass was intercepted and then won back by Damasi. She'll have it once more, near side. Now to Valesio. And Long Island just trying to hit it forward, start anything. But it was intercepted initially by Angelina Vargas, but a forced turnover by Marisi And now a shoulder-to-shoulder collision, and the referee marks to the spot. A penalty has been awarded for Long Island. It looked like possibly a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge on the near side of the 18, but the referees pointed to the spot right away. And it will be a penalty coming for Long Island.
You're going to see this play right here. It gets past, and Angelica Vargas is behind the play, so the only player that has the opportunity to get the ball out of the feet of the Rough Riders is Olivia Smith. An unsuccessful challenge, pushes her over, and now it's going to be a penalty opportunity for Long Island. I would say an early mistake there by Smith.
Salma Simonin from the UK will stand over this one. It's Simonin. Saved by Ziepvat. Follow-up shot is converted. And it's an early goal for Long Island. It's Simonin. Her initial shot saved, but the follow-up is converted. And an early goal for Long Island. Rough Riders 1, Morris Elite 0.
Well, first of all, a nice credit to Sonia Ziepvat there, getting the initial save, just unable to hold on to the ball, diving to her right side. It goes back out and converted. That's going to be a goal for Simonin, as you said, the Manchester, UK native. Plays at Baylor now, 5'6" is what she's standing at, and that is a big early strike to put this squad ahead. We're going to have to see how Morris Elite responds. In a positive light for them, Robbie, it's just so early in this match that anything can change.
There's a good challenge on the near side and intercepted, and now Morris Elite got an interception of their own, but it's won back by Marte, and it goes all the way back to the keeper, and she just hits it forward, heading towards Damasi, but it was too far wide, and will go out of play for a throw. Long Island gets an early penalty. Initial shot saved, but the follow-up was converted as there's a throw-in on the near side, but it will now go to the way of Long Island. So a fourth-minute penalty has opened the scoring here this afternoon. Here's a duel on the sideline with Vallecillo, and she is able to win it. Now here's Simonin. Simonin going with a good duel and winging the ball back was Morris Elite only for a moment. Here's a through ball, but it's a little bit too far. And we're all the way back to Ziepvat.
Yeah, Ziepvat already getting tested early, obviously, with that penalty. But besides that, not really so much in shots on goal. Again, a very early game. I'm interested to see how the Rough Riders are going to continue to be on the attack. But first, the through ball.
Angelina Vargas putting a ball over the top in the direction of Barua, but it goes too far and will go into the hands of the starting goalkeeper, Nicolette Pasquarella, excuse me.
Can I just say, Robbie, I've been very impressed so far with how Angelina Vargas has played this season for Morris Elite. I feel like in every game we've watched, she's been pretty successful as she helps win the ball there along with JoJo Denegri. Played for the Dominican Republic women's national team. She made her debut in 2021 against Bolivia. We've seen her success at Brown with 27 total appearances in 2 years and has been starting games for this squad, has really been commanding that right side, moving down the pitch and getting some nice through balls and other play, moving from defense to offense. I've been very impressed so far with Vargas.
Long ball intercepted, and now Long Island are going to have an attack of their own, and they are on the break. Marisi pushing forward. Her through ball intercepted, though, by Olivia Smith, who had an excellent showing on Wednesday. A defense that conceded no goals, and really, if you look back at it, only one or two clear-cut chances. But the big change for them in terms of the lineup, back four stays the same. But the difference is the one between the pipes in Ziepvat after they started Samantha Constantine on Wednesday. Here comes Morris Elite pushing forward now with Mandil. And she'll go wide to Denegri. Denegri, long ball into the box, but it's headed away, and Long Island will try and clear. Here's Amina Barua for Morris Elite. Now cross. A little bit of a scramble in the midfield, collected by Vargas. Her through ball in the direction of Denegri. Numbers for Morris Elite. Here's a low shot by Denegri, but it's saved and cleared away for only a moment. Here's Vargas. And that was eventually won by Long Island, but only hit up the field, so as far as Olivia Smith. Here's Robertson for Morris Elite. Her pass intercepted. Brilliant interception by Vallecillo. And her next pass goes a little too far, and it's cleared away by the sweeping Ziepvat. There's a duel in the midfield, and it's going to be a foul won by Riley Cross. Cross, one of the more known players on this Morris Elite squad. Riley Cross, the native of Chatham, New Jersey, heading to Penn State this fall. He's made multiple appearances at the under-17s level, or as part of the camp at the U17s level fairly recently. And she has scored a game winner for this Morris Elite crew in a win over Manhattan 2 weeks ago. There's a through ball down the line, but in the direction of no one. Now go all the way to Angelina Vargas. Pass there was by the 3 of Damasi.
Just taking a look back at that earlier through ball from Vargas, that's how she contributes to the team. It was a save for the goalkeeper to her left side, but early on, Pasquella having to make a stop. Morris Elite on the attack. We'll see if that continues. Here's another chance.
Cross going with a long switch in the direction of Jojo Denegri. Back foot cross, and it was blocked and out for a corner. So the first set piece of our match today will be with, again, Morris Elite. It'll be on the near side. A squad that had multiple big set piece opportunities on Wednesday, but multiple of them, especially off corners, were off the bar. That was something we really saw, especially in the second half of that game on Wednesday, Josh.
Robbie, we continued to talk about it throughout the contest, saying that it could have been a 3 to 5-0 win for Morris Elite. Let's see how they do on set pieces today.
Vargas will put this one back post in the direction of Cross, but her shot goes a little too high, and that'll be out for a goal kick.
I'm liking Morris Elite early on so far, though, with the attack, having chances and not being fearful of how they're going to spread the play. You saw a cross from the opposite side of the field. You saw earlier with that highlight we showed just a couple of minutes ago with Vargas's through ball on the right side of the field. So I think they're just trying to attack all angles. I do think the counterattack from Morris Elite is going to be huge, especially where you see that there's going to always be 4 back for this Long Island side, and they don't seem to be moving far upfield when they're on offense, the Rough Riders, that is. So there's always going to be 4 holding on the backside. So it's going to be interesting at how Morris Elite can kind of combat that on their counterattacks.
Through ball down the near side, intercepted by Olivia Smith, and we'll go all the way back to Sonia Ziepvat. Now it's Amina Barua. Her ball over the top. It's a good-looking one at that, heading towards the far corner. It's out for a throw.
You have Vargas switching fields of play there, moving from the right kind of back right midfield side to the left side.
So it looks like they started Jillian Poise out there at left wing, but it looks like she's switched with Angelina Vargas. Here's Barua. Barua left foot strike. Blocked and only cleared as far as Riley Cross. Here is Jillian Poise. Her cross headed away and partially cleared out. That's a brilliant interception by Morris Elite. Now it's back to Jillian Poise. Poise still in possession. Trying to find Barua. Her pass deflected and out of play for a corner again. Marisi was the one who deflected that one out of play.
And we're only in the 13th minute here, Robbie, but if Morris Elite continues on this attack, you have to think that eventually one is going to end up in the back of the net.
Second corner for Morris Elite. It'll be taken by Jillian Poise. On this near side corner. Lofted ball towards the 6-yard box. Headed away only to the top of the 18. Morris Elite trying to keep it in and will not be able to. Be out for a throw for Long Island.
That almost was trouble as goalkeeper Pascarella for the Rough Riders unable to keep possession of that ball after initially touching it and wasn't in the right area defending the net, but luckily for her, her teammates stepped up, got that clearance, and now they have it at the midfield logo.
Here's Simonin trying to push forward. As mentioned, plays at Baylor and one of the more physical players on this side. Played in the Manchester City Academy. Here's the ball on the far side with Braithwaite. Her low cross partially blocked away by Mandil, and then eventually is cleared out to Amina Barua. Here is Barua dueling with McLeod. Here's an overlapping run to Angelina Vargas, but it was a little too far and will go out of play.
What are your thoughts on that switch with Vargas now taking on the left winger position, kind of substituting with Poise in terms of their play on the field, Poise moving into that right back, right midfield position?
It's a little more natural, I think, for me with Jillian Poise. She's usually starting there at left back, but that start today went to Gibson Graham, who's done an excellent job over there in the last couple of games. They went with Graham. They tried Poise on the wing, but with Vargas' more attacking mentality, I think that one may work a little bit more into the favor of Morris Elite. Here's Demasi and a good little through ball, extra pass into the 6-yard box, but that pass was cleared away by Morris Elite. That was Robertson with the interception and partial clearance, and it's out for a throw. Here's Marisi. That pass eventually defended well by the ladies in red and cleared all the way down to Marte. Here's McCormick, the Long Island native herself. Long Island scored the opening goal. It was a penalty in the 4th minute, converted by Simonin after her initial shot was saved. And since then, Morris Elite and Long Island each have been able to grow into this game more and more. Here's Abramson. Long ball in the direction of Braithwaite, but it was taken away. Here is Poise. Denegri. Now it's back with Robertson. Once more with JoJo Denegri. Good pressure as well by Demasi. Now it's back with Robertson trying to connect with her midfielder Riley Cross, but it was a little too far. Long ball intended for the left winger, taken away by Olivia Smith. Now Barua, and looks like she will not be whistled for a possible handball offense. Referee says play on, and it goes all the way back to Pascarella.
Ellie Robertson, Robbie, we talked to her after the win on Wednesday. She's been very positive in terms of her play as just an incoming freshman going to Virginia Tech next season for this Morris Elite side, and we'll see if she gets tested here once again.
Numbers on the break for Long Island. There's a low shot blocked for a moment. Duel at the 6-yard box, and it's going to be a foul. It's going to be called against Long Island. Center referee said it was the attacking player who pulled down Ellie Robertson, and it'll be a free kick for Morris Elite.
Another play made by the defender. A New Jersey native herself from Berkeley Heights, played her high school soccer at Rutgers Prep, won 3 New Jersey state championships, and earned all-state honors in both 2023 and 2024, and her team was ranked #1 in the nation by the United Soccer Coaches Association.
Long Island are going to have a throw-in on this near side. So we're waiting for play to be restarted. 18th minute. Morris Elite 0, Long Island Rough Riders 1. Olivia Smith has it. We'll just play it back to Sonia Ziepvat. Both teams have had some chances after the early penalty kick. That was, as mentioned, saved, and then the follow-up was converted. Here's Barua trying to go wide to Denegri, but it's intercepted well by Demasi. Now it's poised for Morris Elite. Both teams still dueling in the midfield. It's eventually partially won by Riley Cross, but Simonin trying to go with the through ball. It's an excellent one. One touch. Can Long Island convert? That shot is saved by Ziepvat. Able to collect herself and find her way into the 6 and make that save, but Long Island still pushing forward. Here's Simonin trying to go the through ball, but it's too far and will go into the hands of Ziepvat. A very interesting play all in all, but let's take a look at that one once again, Josh.
Yeah, let's take a look. And this counterattack by the Rough Riders can be absolutely lethal. Just gets through everybody, including Ellie Robertson. Luckily, the initial touch by Ziepvat gave her enough time to come back and make that save. Unless this would have been a 2-0 game, a whole different match if that was the case. But we sit in the 20th minute. Morris Elite have the ball in their own side of the pitch, and it's still a 1-0 game nonetheless.
There's a ball in the direction of Vargas, but it's going to roll past everyone and will go out for a throw. And will likely be taken by McLeod, who is in the 2 in white. Here this afternoon, McLeod, the native of East Meadow, New York, starting at the right back position today. Here's Simonin. A good-looking ball towards Killian. That play was intercepted by Jojo Denegri, and now we'll go wide to Angelina Vargas. Now it's Mandil for Morris Elite. Back to Vargas. They'll go wide to Gibson Graham. Graham trying to find Mandil. Duel at the corner flag, and we'll see what the referee points. It will be a goal kick. Much to the dismay of the Morris Elite players, it will be a goal kick for Long Island. It's been an interesting first 21 minutes, and like we talked about in the pregame, this isn't the only soccer league or major soccer competition going on, not just in the country, but here in this area of Newark, New Jersey, as there will be Club World Cup matches played tomorrow night with Porto and Palmeiras and East Rutherford. You have a big-time matchup on Tuesday with Fluminense against Borussia Dortmund. So whether you're watching this game, seeing the small field in the middle of Newark, or you'll head to East Rutherford, a lot of big-time soccer happening in the New York, New Jersey area. Here's an interception by Killian. And now top of the box, long chance, but it will go high and wide. Marisi didn't get fully over the ball that time, and it'll go out for a goal kick.
And I was going to say, Robbie, you can do both. You can be here in attendance at Frederick Douglass Field for our doubleheader Morris Elite action today with this match at 3:30. The USL 2 squad at 6:30. And Mexico, Dominican Republic get back in time for that, and the Gold Cup begins tonight at 10:15. And then you can watch the USA versus Trinidad and Tobago match tomorrow at 6 p.m. That starts the USA's ventures in the Gold Cup. We'll get to our thoughts about the USA squad later on in this match. So stick around and wait on that.
Ball being distributed through the defense. Now it's with Abramson. Now a ball in the direction of Viacio. Now Killian. Line to Simonin. But good work there by Robertson to get an interception. And now it's Vargas for Morris Elite in the 7 in red. Trying to find Amina Barua. Here is Barua, and she will lose that duel. Now it is with Damasi, who's been all over the left-hand side, playing left wing, left mid, or left back. She's been everywhere so far, preventing a lot of this Morris Elite attack, which is played very well through the left side. Here's McLeod pushing forward for Long Island. McLeod, brilliant low cross to the top of the box. That shot is blocked. Good effort by Marisi, but her shot was blocked and then cleared away partially by the Morris Elite defense. Seen some decent chances from Long Island, but credit the Morris Elite defense. They've done a stellar job early on to get some blocked shots, or from Sonia Ziepvat to make some big saves. There's a low shot blocked away partially, and the follow-up is wide. That was Braithwaite, but couldn't get the strike needed, and it'll go out for a goal kick.
You take a look at this ball of movement. Look at the 1-2s here and just all of the passing moving around for Long Island, eventually setting themselves up for another shot. Now, Morris Elite, you see the change in the offensive play between both sides. Morris Elite, I would say 10 minutes prior, between the 10th and 20 minute, maybe even 5 to 15th, it was them on the attack, getting some set-piece opportunities and a couple of corners and a through ball that is unsuccessful there to Vargas. But you saw them with all the momentum. I feel like in the last 5 to 10 minutes, that's now shifted to the Rough Riders side. And that's okay for Morris Elite as long as they keep up this success on defense, because in a blink of an eye, it could be a 2-0 match, and then you're looking at not only getting 1 goal to equalize, but it would be 2 to equalize now, and that's a whole different ballgame.
Jillian poised that time for Morris Elite with the interception. Now ball over the top to JoJo Denegri. Numbers on the break for Morris Elite. It's still Denegri. Denegri will go for goal, and a brilliant save by Pascarella. Diving to her left, defending the near post, but it'll be the 3rd corner of the first half for Morris Elite.
We just mentioned corners, Robbie, and here's an opportunity. Now Morris Elite can kind of turn the tide and send the momentum their way. It looks like Jillian Poise will be taking that one. She'll set herself up for success here. The freshman defender from Spain now attends Memphis, or an incoming freshman will attend Memphis. Excited to see what she does at the collegiate level.
Poise will whip this in from the near side. That one intended to go towards the 6-yard box. Denegri couldn't get the initial shot off, but it'll be taken by Riley Cross and will be sent into the rocks, and it's out for a goal kick. Not able to get the cleanest contact was Riley Cross, and now Long Island can try and get out of their own half. This was something that we really saw the visitors struggle with on Wednesday, and that is what led to at least one, if not both, Morris Elite goals. Turnovers in the back, but so far it's been calm in the back for the most part for Long Island. Here's a brilliant interception on the far side by Cadigan. But the next pass is taken away, and now Long Island really pushing forward. It's via Sio, and ball gets taken away from her. Now it's Mandil for Morris Elite. Now JoJo Denegri, and a brilliant sliding challenge by Viasio. And now it's McLeod. Marisi drops it off to Marte. We talked about the Dominican Republic, and we'll talk about that in a second. Here's a ball over the top looking for Simonin. Initially hit away by Robertson, and now goes back to Jillian Poise. And she'll just hit it forward. We talked about the Dominican Republic earlier. Multiple players in this match have made appearances for the DR national team. We talked about Angelina Vargas, Gabriela Marte, and another player who's made appearances for the DR. Not at the major level, but has made appearances at the U15 and U20 level, making 10 total caps for the island of the Dominican Republic. Located, of course, in Central America, for those who love geography. And if I understand it correctly, it's right near Haiti. for those who want to find an actual spot. Throw and taken will be taken on the far side. Almost spiked. Partially cleared towards Simonin, but it'll be another throw-in, and this time it will be taken by Gibson Graham. It was in the direction of Vargas and partially cleared away by the 21 of Abramson. Here's Simonin. Now to Kaylee McCormick. And McCormick is going to win a foul and will get a free kick for her side. Kaylee McCormick, the native of Mineola, New York, played at Holy Trinity High School and now plays at Seton Hall, made a bunch of appearances for the Pirates this past season, and will definitely be a player to watch out for in possibly as one of the more better underclassmen in the Big East next year. Here's a through ball in the direction of Braithwaite. Numbers pushing forward now for Long Island. Braithwaite tries to get a corner, but it's defended well by Robertson. And then it'll be partially cleared by Gibson Graham, but now it's with Killian. Now Marisi. Simonin trying to find Marte, but it was cleared by Amina Barua. And now a 1v1 for the loose ball, and it's one. And winning the foul will be Abramson in a duel with Jojo Denegri, as we've nearly reached the half-an-hour mark here in the opening game of our doubleheader. Morris Elite trailing Long Island 1-0. Amina Barua has it, and she'll try to find Denegri, but it'll likely go to the feet of Abramson. Now it's with Killian. Back to Kaylee McCormick. Long ball over the top in the direction of McLeod, but it will be hit out of play by Olivia Smith and will go out for a throw. Next pass intended again for McLeod, and it'll actually be hit out of play for a throw-in for Morris Elite this time.
Robbie, as we reach the half-hour mark, we already hinted at it earlier, the U.S. men's national team competing in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. And
that's right.
We talked a little bit pregame before we hopped on the mics today about your sentiment regarding the U.S. men's national team winning the Gold Cup. So I said we have to talk about this on the air.
We had to save a segment for it, didn't we?
The group stage matches, match day 1, again tomorrow, USA versus Trinidad and Tobago. That's at 6 p.m., and then they play Saudi Arabia and Haiti. Those are the 3 group stage matches for the U.S. men's national team, and Robbie thinks they win those and just take it all the way.
I actually don't think that. I think the U.S. will probably finish second in that group. You got to imagine they beat Trinidad and Haiti, but I think they will drop points against Saudi. That's something we could definitely talk about, but Morris Lee on the break. Angelina Vargas going for goal. Will go all the way to Pascarella. The U.S. men's team, if you haven't been paying attention to it, a squad with plenty to talk about. Of course, with multiple players
being unsuccessful.
Not really in that regard, but multiple players missing the tournament, not due to injury, but for rest. And they have sparked a lot of interest and intrigue in the media in the past week. But it is
for
a
what
team,
reason?
It's a lot of wrong reasons, mainly with a little duel between Landon Donovan and Christian Pulisic. But multiple players playing either in the Club World Cup or just resting. There's a through ball in the direction of Braithwaite, but it's intercepted by Smith. But it will definitely be a U.S. team with a lot of younger talent on the roster and definite players to watch out for sure. Here's an interception right by the top of the 18, but that ball will actually go out for a corner. They say it was saved off Zeepvat and will go out of, and like I said, it's out of play and it'll be a corner. So first real set piece opportunity coming up for Long Island, disregarding the penalty.
Yeah, last thing on the men's national team, and I'll leave it at this. That first match against Trinidad and Tobago, we know them well. A team that knocked the U.S. out of contention
in World Cup 2020, World Cup 2018.
Correct.
And they also have won at home against the U.S. in recent years as well. There's a high cross, but it'll go out of play. And we're going to get our first yellow card of the match. It will go to the number 8, and it's Marisi who will get the first yellow card of our match. So Marisi getting a yellow during that aerial duel, I believe. So the first yellow card of our match will go to Talia Marisi, the native of Massapequa, and one of multiple players who currently play for the University of Kentucky out in the SEC. Robertson hits it forward. Angelina Vargas trying to knock it down, but will go past her and out of play for a throw. As we head to the 34th minute, score currently remains at Morris Elite 0, Long Island 1. With Robbie Basil and Josh Solomon on the call on what was a very wet commute to Newark again for us. The rain has seemed to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, it really hasn't affected the players on the pitch. Haven't seen much slipping, so that's good, obviously. You want play to stay the same regardless of the weather conditions, but it doesn't seem like it's raining as hard as it did a couple hours ago, which not only will positively affect the rest of this match, but also, again, our second set of the doubleheader, the USL 2 match between Long Island and Morris Elite later this evening.
Pushing forward now is Viacio, and she'll find Simonin. Simonin goes for a goal, but a brilliant save by Ziepvat. Diving to her left, makes it look easy, but it'll be a second corner upcoming for the visitors.
What an absolutely phenomenal shot, but an even better save by Sonia Ziepvat. Look at that, with her right hand just getting it up and sending that one over the crossbar. Phenomenal athleticism from the goalkeeper.
We talked about in the early stages of our contest the goalkeeping switch and some of the notable absences, Henna Andakan being one of the more notable absences in the front line. Here's another cross, but it will head into the hands of Ziepvat as we're inside the final 10 minutes of our opening half.
You know Samantha Constantine today, but Ziepvat is taking this game into her own hands. Yes, we had the penalty earlier that ended up converting for a goal, but she made the initial save on that penalty, diving to her right side. So, been impressive so far as the goalkeeper for Morris Elite.
Damasi's going to possibly win a foul. It will be Long Island's ball, no matter what the restart will be. It will be a throw-in. Looked like the initial signal from the referee was for a free kick, but it will be a throw. Controlled on this near side, and it's a low ball intended, but taken away by Olivia Smith, and ball's eventually knocked out of play for a throw. Taking quickly. Now pushing forward is Viacio, and she'll just go wide to McLeod. Her cross is headed away briefly by Graham, and that one will go over the bar and out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Fiona Killian kind of sent that second effort that ended up going over the bar. An unsuccessful chance offensively for Long Island. Morris Elite looking to respond, and it's been a few minutes since they had a shot on goal or even an opportunity in that area of the field.
Here's Graham trying to find Denegri. Denegri's still with it. Her pass is intercepted by Killian, and now numbers on the break for the visitors. That shot's just going to go far, high, and wide. Nothing really threatening there to Sonia Ziepvat, but you see what that counterattack can do for Long Island. Forcing that turnover in the midfield, but not really threatening the Morris Elite starting goalkeeper in Ziepvat. Robertson will hit this one forward in the direction of Denegri, but she'll be tracked down by Abramson, and she'll just go all the way back to Pasquarella.
Have not seen those kind of front three players from Morris Elite get a shot attempt on net in a while. Gia Mandil, Ella Cadigan, and especially Amina Barua again on June 1st came off the bench and scored 2 goals to defeat the Rough Riders 2-0 in that game. And also, by the way, scored 2 goals on Wednesday for Morris Elite. So 2 braces for her in the month of June, but not a lot of attempts at the goal so far today.
Here's Gabby Marte. Doing a little 1-2 with Marisi. It's once again with Marte. But the ball gets taken away by Mandil. Now into Denegri from Morris Elite. Barua. Now it's with poise. And that ball will go out of play for a throw. Looks like it will be taken by McLeod. Goes back to Marte, now swung over to McCormick. Now it's with Abramson. They try to find the switch to McLeod, but it's intercepted by Poise. Marte plays it back to the feet of Pascarella. Now it's once again with Gabriela Marte. A bit of a flick attempt that gets intercepted by Poise. Now a good through ball in the direction of JoJo Denegri, but might have misread that one a little bit.
And Denegri, if she could capture that ball, it was one-on-one with the keeper.
Long ball over the top, taken away by Robertson. Hit forward towards Cross, but Long Island get an interception of their own with Simonin. And she'll get knocked down by Cross, and it'll be a free kick for the Rough Riders.
Morris Elite seemingly being a little uncomfortable just with their possession right now. Players not going where others want them to go. Maybe just a miscommunication at that. And as we reach the last about 5 or so minutes left in this first half, hopefully that can get back on point for that side so they can come back in the second half well rested and kind of shift that momentum back their way, because it's been all Long Island in the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Ball into the box, taken away by Olivia Smith. Hit forward towards Denegri. She gets knocked down by Abramson, but referee says play on. Long Island head coach Matt Lennon must be really liking what he's seeing so far from his side as possible handball, but from Graham, play will continue. And you hear the shouts from the touchline from Long Island appealing for a handball, but the referee says play on.
Robbie, what do you think about that one? It hit her arm, I think, on the left side.
We'll hold on to that thought as we're going to have a player down. Ziepvat tried to play the clearance, but it hit off, I believe, the chest. Or in the upper region of a Long Island Rough Riders player, and they will stop for a moment just to give her a moment to regroup. As we head to the 42nd minute, it will be a goal kick restart. But so far, it has been a lot of Long Island, and it's been a Morris Elite attack that has struggled, but has shown some life. Whether it be from Denegri or Barua. They've swapped Barua now to the wing, which has seen some success, but for Steph Savino's crew, they have some work ahead of them, Josh. But with how this team can play, we know what we could see from this Morris Elite group. Here is Barua. Gets past McLeod, trying to go a through ball towards JoJo Denegri, but she will be whistled for an offside decision by the assistant referee on the near side. One step too early was Denegri, and it'll be a free kick from that spot. That through ball has worked towards Denegri, but is it a fair way to assess that's either been a little bit too far, or I mean, that one was just a slightly mistimed run, but what do you think needs to be the biggest adjustment for Morris Elite in the front three so far, Josh?
Robbie, I just touched on it moments ago, communication. It just seems like right now Morris Elite isn't on the same page as a whole, and I don't know if that's the quality play of Long Island that's keeping them from a good communication aspect as a full team, but I think that's something that head coach Steph Savino and the rest of the coaching staff can certainly address after the halftime whistle is blown, is that we need to be all on the same page right now. You know, if we want to win this match, if we even want to tie this match, we all have to be working together, you know, not getting upset at each other when a ball just doesn't connect. So I think that's really the big key right now for Morris Elite to make that halftime adjustment is communication, better communication overall.
Gabrielle Marte was the one who won the free kick for Long Island. She'll hit one forward, knocked down initially, but Morris Elite will be able to win it back with Gibson Graham. Trying to find Vargas, but it was deflected out by Simonin, and it'll be out for a throw.
And Morris Elite also, by the way, they still have time for kind of one last attack that can maybe help shift the momentum before halftime. Obviously, as we've both touched on, and everyone watching at home or wherever you are watching, you've seen that Morris Elite has struggled offensively in the second part of this first half as Long Island has really controlled the tempo in their attacking zone. But this call from the referee could send it their way.
McLeod gets whistled for the foul as we're into the 45th minute. We'll see what the stoppage time will be. You got to imagine it's not going to be a lot. There only being one goal, and that's about it. Of course, the penalty. Pass in the direction of Denegri taken away, and now Long Island trying to find that second goal, but Simonin's pass intercepted by Angelina Vargas. As the ball go over the touchline on the far side, a little bit of a duel between Abramson and Vargas. And it's out of play, and another throw is starting to see a few more sprinkles coming down once again as we're into stoppage time. Trying to clear it is Long Island, but it's Amina Barua with the interception and a one-time shot, but it goes wide. We've seen that press cause a lot of problems throughout this USLW season, and there's another instance, and almost in the blink of an eye, it could have been 1-1.
Absolutely, Robbie. You see Amina Barua right after taking that shot, puts her hands on her head. She wants that one back because that was honestly one of, if not the first opportunities we've seen with an Amina Barua shot in this game, and we're basically at the halftime whistle or right about there as Morris Elite trying to move quickly to see if they can take advantage before it's blown.
Barua is going to win another throw-in for Morris Elite. Long throw-in in the direction of Mandil, cleared out for another throw.
Referee checks his watch.
It looks like they might be able to build something quickly, but referee says no. That is the end of the opening half here in the opening game of our doubleheader on Morris Elite TV. An early penalty was won by the visitors, and Salma Simonin's initial shot was saved, but she tapped it home for her second goal on the campaign. And that is the difference maker so far. 45 minutes complete in Newark, New Jersey. It's Morris Elite 0, Long Island 1.
Hi, my name is Andrew Shaka. I'm one of the owners here at New Jersey Siding and Windows. We are a family-owned residential remodeling firm. Everything we offer here is quality and comes with great warranties. If it's a residential home, there's no home too big for us to work on.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
Open Road Cadillac has new vehicles in stock, perfect for any family. Browse our used vehicle inventory, expertly inspected and ready for new drivers. Shop online now at MorristownCadillac.com.
If you live in Andover, Blairstown, Byram, Frankfurt, Franklin, Frieden, Frelinghuysen, Greene, Hampton, Hardwick, Hope, Knowlton, Lafayette, Newton, Sparta, Stillwater, Sussex, and Wantage. Planet Networks is building high-speed fiber in your neighborhood. Visit getplanetfiber.com today to learn more.
George J. Keller and Sons want your house to be the kind of home for all to see. Best roofing, windows, siding too. Great decks and gutters, we're here for you. Our seasoned pros are unsurpassed, so give a call, we'll take your task. Transform your home, that's what we do. So give a call, we're here for you. For roofing, siding, windows and decks, we do it all for you. George J. Keller and Sons. Your family-owned operation since 1980. Call for your free estimate.
So cold, my fish froze.
Mine's so hot, my sneakers melted.
Rooms with different temperatures? That means your HVAC system is outdated and wasting energy. At ICS, we'll install an energy-efficient system that provides a constant flow of clean, fresh air at the perfect temperature in every room. You could save money each month, and the price we quote is the price you'll pay. Get a quote today. See why we say ICS for HVAC.
I see why.
Thinking about making a move? Call Michael Rossi from Keller Williams, your residential real estate enthusiast. Whether you're looking to sell or buy, Mike's your guy. Likely one of the most expensive and stressful transactions a person makes is real estate. So why not have fun doing it? Call Michael Rossi today, where he is bringing the process from frustrating to fun.
We offer installation of siding, vinyl, and composite. We also do replacement windows, doors, roofs, decks, attic insulation, and e-shield.
Hi, I'm Dan from George J. Keller & Sons. My family-owned company has provided superior service to local homeowners since 1980. And based on the strength of our commitment to you and your positive reviews and feedback, we are now a GAF 3-star President's Club winner. That's right, one of 30 winners out of 2,600 Master Elite dealers nationwide. Our seasoned pros provide the best service and quality products from beginning to end of your project. Give us a call today for your free estimate.
Hey parents, Anchor Golf and Recreation is now registering full and half-day golf camps. Anchor Golf Day Camps are designed to teach children fundamentals of golf. To register your child for golf camp, go online and click the registration tab at anchorgolfcenter.com. Anchor now has 4 dedicated outdoor lighted pickleball courts. Call to reserve your court today. Check out Anchor's 18-hole miniature golf course with new features. It's fun for the whole family. Anchor Golf and Recreation offers so much more. Call or see us at anchorgolfcenter.com.
Open Road Mazda of Morristown is your go-to for reliable and affordable vehicles. We offer a wide range of options to match your style and needs. First-time buyers, discover the joy of buying with confidence with our 5-day money-back guarantee. Your journey begins here at Open Road Mazda of Morristown.
Oh, why didn't I just call Blue Nail Exteriors?
Go ahead, take a deep breath. Oh, nice, huh? That's some clean, fresh air at the perfect temperature.
That is good. Who installed the system?
ICS. They're the leaders in HVAC. They make the ductwork at their own factory, so we even save some money.
That's impressive. You recommend them?
It's ICS for HVAC.
I see why.
Hey, Lorraine, go get a big plastic bag. Take some air home with you.
Not really big into committing to things. I usually stop binging the show halfway through the first episode. I mean, remember when my hair was blonde for like 2 seconds? But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years for both phone and internet, even if I'm already a customer, I was like, duh. I think 3 years in the future, Pete will be very proud of my decision. Look at me grow. Can you hear me now? I sure hope so.
For years, it had been the same routine. Working all night. Ah, those beautiful faces. I wanted more. For me. For them. For our futures. There was this day that something changed. A simple moment of dress up. It opened my eyes.
Take charge of your future and go big at CCM.
We are a family-owned business that provides customized apparel, uniforms, fanwear, banners, marketing material, and accessories for sports teams, businesses, and events. TeamOrders.net provides high-quality products, fastest turnaround times, great prices, and unmatched service to our customers large and small.
David A. Santini, CPA LLC, providing financial peace of mind. Let us take the stress out of taxes for you too. Peace, love, and taxes.
Pick Your Cards is located on Route 46 in Ledgewood. Our huge inventory can be shopped online at pickyourcards.com, where you can use the code Big State Sports for an extra discount.
This game is brought to you by Aaron Mizzarelli of State Farm in Randolph. My licensed and experienced team members are here to serve you for all of your insurance and financial service needs in New Jersey and New York. We offer excellent customer service, and our office is conveniently located in Randolph, New Jersey. For a free auto, home, life, or business quote, visit us at aaronmizzarelli.com or call us at 973-389-9999. Athletic Fields of America in Montville, New Jersey has become an industry leader in synthetic turf. Serving the greater New York, New Jersey, and eastern PA regions, we have delivered hundreds of both synthetic turf and natural grass sports fields for youth and recreational levels, all the way up to the highest standards and requirements of the NCAA. Our goal with every project is to provide our customers with exceptional workmanship, extraordinary service, and professional integrity, while constructing a superior product that you can enjoy for years to come. Visit www.afoa.us.
Welcome back to Newark, New Jersey. Second half just moments away here on Morris Elite TV. Current score at the break, it is Morris Elite 0, Long Island 1 in the opening game of our doubleheader here this afternoon. Robbie Basil and Josh Solomon here with you today. Josh, let's go over that first half once again. It was an early penalty that was won by Long Island. They were not able to convert the initial attempt, but it was the follow-up for Simone, and that opened the scoring today.
Yeah, Simone, the follow-up opportunity ends up in the back of the net. Sonia Ziepvat, though, for Morris Elite, the goalkeeper has been pretty exciting today. And even on that penalty, the initial shot was saved by her diving to that right side. She had a really nice save also on that right side later on in that first half. And I think that, I forget who shot that. I think it was Fiona Killian or Talia Marisi. Regardless, she's been very impressive in net today. It's obviously just that second opportunity for Long Island that ended up capitalizing in the back of the net, and now it's a 1-0 scoreline going Long Island's way. So now for Morris Elite, in order to bounce back, I think it's about something I mentioned right before halftime: better communication among the squad. I think that'll really make the difference in the end of things, because poor communication led to turnovers, led to unable to attack in opportunities near the net, and Long Island really dominating and keeping that possession on the attacking third.
Morris Elite looks like they're going to make 3 changes to start this second half. One of them will definitely be Morgan Nelson. Coming in also, I believe, will be Alessia Cerullo, and Lily Camacho will be the 3. So again, it will be Camacho, Cerullo, and Nelson all coming in for Morris Elite. So they make changes in the wings, but it'll be Jojo Denegri from the looks of it who will kick us back off. We are back underway from Frederick Douglass Field at Rutgers Newark. Morris Elite in USLW in the red kits, going from right to left, taking on Long Island. The Long Island Rough Riders going from left to right. Hit forward by Olivia Smith, but that pass was blocked and out of play for a throw. On to the wide areas, but it was taken away by Marte. So interestingly enough, they removed Angelina Vargas. So Cadigan and Vargas were 2 of the substitutions out for Morris Elite. Here's an interception by Cerullo. Now it's Jojo Denegri in central midfield, trying to find Amina Barua. Numbers on the break for Morris Elite. It's still Barua. Initial ball one back, but it's Barua, and her shot goes wide. Falling back and almost fell all the way down while trying to take that shot, but it will go wide, and it'll be out for a goal kick.
Interesting that Morris Elite is making 3 of their substitutions at the halftime mark, and one of those being Angelina Vargas, who we talked about in the first half being kind of a facilitator moving from the right midfield spot to kind of the left midfield, left winger area, and sending in some nice set pieces and through balls that I thought helped Morris Elite's side. But I think what's really happening here is all of those players in the midfield or attacking spots trying to help out this Morris Elite offense, because again, they were not clicking whatsoever really in that first half. So maybe these additions, as we already saw from the opening minute, could make a statement and help even up the scoreline.
So just to confirm all the changes once again, Gia Mandil was the third. So it'll be Mandil, Nelson, along with the substitution being replaced was the aforementioned Angelina Vargas. And so it's Vargas, Cadigan, and Mandil out, replaced by Camacho, Cerullo, and Nelson. The triple change for Morris Elite, as Morris Elite were deemed to be offside on the near side. So it'll be a free kick coming for the visitors.
Yeah, Long Island on the opposite end of things, Robbie. I think it's all about continue to demand and take over this game. If they can do that, then Morris Elite has no chance of getting an equalizer, and they can control. And I'm sure after a 2-0 loss with 2 Amina Barua goals to start this month, Long Island would be more than overjoyed with just a 1-0 win.
Here's Simone. Now it's on the near side wing, was out of play for a throw. Now it's Nelson. A duel on the near side, but initially intercepted, and that pass was heading towards Braithwaite, but too far. Now it's Olivia Smith. Finds Denegri. It's a 3-on-4 initially for Morris Elite. Jojo Denegri still with it. Denegri low cross. Found the top of the 6-yard box, but could not find Morgan Nelson. Now Camacho wins it back for Morris Elite. Here's Cerullo, the substitute. Now it's Ellie Robertson. Wide to Poise. Now Barua. Barua left foot strike, but it's collected by the goalkeeper, Pasquarello. A little uncomfortable with that initial save, but she's able to catch it and now is able to distribute to Gabriella Marte. Now is McCormick, who's playing in central defensive midfield. Here she is once again on the ball for the visitors, and that pass was intercepted by Riley Cross. Now Nelson trying to find Denegri, but it rolled too far. Now it's trying to find Denegri again, and that low shot is saved by Pasquarella.
Kind of seemed like that shot was in slow motion by Denegri. Didn't get her full foot on it that she wanted to. That one slowly rolls. A nice save at the end of the day by Pasquarella, and Morris Elite now starting to show that offensive momentum, starting to shift 5 minutes into this match, and we'll see, because I felt like after that penalty, Robbie, early on in the first half by Long Island, Morris Elite kind of had their foot on the gas pedal and really attacking. But then it completely flip-flopped, and for the majority of the first half, after I would say the 20th minute, it was all Long Island. So similar scenes to what we saw in the first half with Morris Elite early on, having their the ball in the offensive third as a player is down for Long Island. We'll see how that kind of continues or changes as the half moves along.
Might have been Valicillo, who is down in the 20 in white. Looked like to be the one on the wrong side of the challenge. So play is about to be resumed once again, and she gets a nice applause from the crowd. So it will be a free kick. It'll be taken by Gabriella Marte. Long Island, who came into this match seeking to be in the top 2. A win here would likely do that, but they are still in a position where we have to understand that a lot can change in over half an hour. And this Morris Elite group has done a lot of action late in these games, especially if you learn from the opener we had here on Morris Elite TV. Morris Elite scoring multiple late goals, including an extremely late winner by Riley Cross. So it's all possible in a game like this. Here's Jojo Denegri pushing forward. Now Barua, one-time finish, and it will go wide of that far post, and it'll go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Barua definitely trying to take advantage of the opportunities that she has. Every time the ball seems to land in her feet, she immediately or very quickly after taking that possession goes for goal. Nothing wrong with that. It's just in terms of that case, the ball gets sent a little bit too wide. Maybe taking an extra touch might have made a difference. Regardless, it's in the feet of Denegri.
It is Jojo Denegri, and her shot was low, but right at the goalkeeper, Pascarella. So, able to reset things are Long Island, but that was a moment of a little bit of worry for the ladies in white. There's a flick attempt. That was by Valesio, and now here's Simonin, and her shot's going to go into the far post, and Long Island have doubled their lead. Morris Elite had an attempt down on the opposite end, and a one-touch and strike by Simonin doubles the advantage for the visitors.
The Baylor midfielder capitalizes on this opportunity, just takes on any defender in her sight, and goes for the right corner of goal, gets it past Sonia Ziepvat, and this game is now opened up. A 2-0 lead for Long Island. It's something that Morris Elite saw over them when they were up 2-0 on June 1st, and now 13 days later on June 14th, Long Island have a 2-0 lead.
It's the visitors, courtesy of a brace by Simonin, who had one goal entering this contest at all, is able to find two against the ladies in second, and here's a foul conceded by Robertson, and now you got to imagine Morris Elite have to go much more attacking. Possibly we'll see a couple, maybe other changes. Morris Elite down to use 3 subs in that first window of changes. That pass attempted by Killian goes into the feet of Morgan Nelson. And now dealing with a lot of pressures, Lily Camacho, and Ziepvat able to eventually clear. Now with it is Damasi. There's a through ball in the direction of Braithwaite. Drops it off to McLeod. Now a good looking switch over back to Damasi. Low cross headed down by Morris Elite, but they'll have to start really pushing for it now as ball over the top in the direction of Jojo Denegri will be collected by Abramson and played all the way back to the goalkeeper. A brace by the 10 of Salma Simonin, the native of Manchester, England, is the difference maker and is the big reason for the advantage of Long Island, seeing that it's the only 2 goals in our match so far. As there's a duel in the midfield, but a late sliding challenge and winning the free kick again is Long Island, right towards the bottom of the R in the Rutgers logo, right at the center of the pitch. Starting to see a little bit of frustration as well from the home side, and they're going to have to find a way to now have to go out and grab multiple goals. As this ball flicked on by Poise, Ziepvat tried keeping it in, but it'll go out of play for a corner. So it's out of play. So it was It will be a corner on the far side for the visitors. Played short towards McLeod. Intercepted initially by Cross. Now it's McCormick. Ball over the top. Intended for Simonin, but it will go all the way over the end line and out for a goal kick. McCormick was the one who played that pass and was a little bit too far. So if you look at the bench for Morris Elite, just as a little bit of a question of who they have on the bench, the main player that we've talked about in the past that could make a difference off the bench and made a nice impact on Wednesday was Susu Dixon, who did not start today and is still on that bench for Morris Elite. But they're missing multiple other players. Henna Andekon not even featured in the matchday squad today. Also missing it was Samantha Constantine, not available as well. Here it is on the far side with McLeod. Finding Simonin. Now it's back wide with Maya McLeod, and now Long Island trying to push for a third. This one's wide to Natalie Damasi. Damasi gets by one. Low cross. Defended well by Smith, and now it's JoJo Denegri going wide to Gibson Graham. Graham trying to push her side forward. Graham in a duel with McCormick, and it'll be the Mineola native who wins that duel. And actually, that clearance hit our camera down here right in front of the Morris Elite technical area. That one went any higher. That ball could have ended up off one of the windows in our press box. There's a sliding challenge done well by the visitors, but it's Robertson able to collect and start this attack once more.
Morris Elite trying to figure out if they can have any opportunity at goal. Right now, a true test.
Poise as the ball in the corner will go out for a corner, so another set-piece opportunity as we are heading towards the hour mark now. We've now pretty much eclipsed the hour mark, so half an hour to go here in the opening game of our doubleheader here on Morris Elite TV between Morris Elite and the Long Island Rough Riders.
And Rosby, as you mentioned, a huge opportunity right here for Morris Elite.
This ball heading towards the penalty spot, but was headed on by Cross, and it'll go high and wide. Cross was unmarked, but couldn't find that header towards goal.
Yeah, not the right angle by Cross to try and get that one towards the net. And the Morris Elite offensive struggles continue again. Still a ton of time for them to capitalize and come back in this match. We're only just around the hour mark, as you mentioned, Robbie. So still plenty of time, but right now Long Island just really controlling it offensively.
Here's the ball on the near side, hit forward. It's now Simonin in a duel with Camacho, and it'll be the home side who wins it back. Now Riley Cross to Graham, and now Cerullo. Now Robertson hit forward towards Jillian Poise. 2-0, the deficit for Morris Elite here in USLW, and that's a nice sliding challenge, but it'll go out of play for a throw for the home side. In a game that we saw a penalty awarded to Long Island inside of 5 minutes. That was initially saved and the follow-up converted. And then Long Island grab a goal in the very early stages of half number 2. That is the reason they are ahead 2-0. Here's Simonin, the goal scorer, and play will continue. That ball looked like it hit the initial, maybe the elbow. And that low shot by the 7 of Matilda Braithwaite will be collected by Ziepvat. Here's Gibson Graham. Nelson, great ball towards JoJo Denegri, but looked like she was offside. One note on Matilda Braithwaite is that her brother also is in the professional game, mainly having a career in Europe. One of my personal favorite stories on this team is Matilda Braithwaite, the native of Denmark, plays at Hofstra. Her brother Martin plays currently for Grêmio in Brazil in a very tough Brazilian Serie A. But he's played for clubs I think a lot of people would know, mainly Toulouse being one of them. And he also played for a club I believe everyone knows called Barcelona at one point. And he's made 69 caps for Denmark. Here is Braithwaite, but she gets knocked off the ball by Smith. One of the most capped players in the current Danish team is Braithwaite, playing in a team that features players like Christian Eriksen, and a Danish team that has been able to make multiple international tournaments in recent years. And, well, one of those players' sisters is on this Long Island team, which is pretty cool. Here's Kaylee McCormick. Now the ball is with Marisi. Played all the way back to Demasi. Now that ball intended for Simonin. She's able to collect. But a decent challenge there by the defense with Robertson. Robertson eventually able to clear it away. And now it's with Amina Barua. Morris Elite pushing forward, trying to find their way back into this game. There's a second interception by Demasi. McCormick's clearance blocked by Barua. Now it's still Amina Barua to Cross. Riley Cross gets the ball taken away by Marte. And now Long Island might want to push forward themselves.
Yeah, Morris Elite trying to be too careful with the offensive possession. Yes, you want to make sure you're able to pass it on to other players. You want to keep possession yourself, but at the end of the day, you have to get a shot on goal now in the 65th minute, almost the 66th minute, being down 2-0, as it looks like we're going to see a substitution by Long Island. Two substitutions.
It'll be a double change. It'll be Haley Moschita and Brianna Neary coming onto the pitch. They replace the goal scorer Simonin, as well as the 20 of Viacio. So a double change in the attack. It's Simonin and Viacio out, replaced by Haley Moschita, number 11, in this lineup, along with the 16 of Brianna Neary. Here's one of those players that did not get subbed out. That's Braithwaite in a duel with Robertson by the corner flag on the far side. Her cross blocked. Here's one of the substitutes. That's Neary. And she gets dispossessed, and Sonia Ziepvat able to hit it forward. Here it is with Demasi. Now McCormick, and she plays it all the way back. And now with it is Abramson. Marte hits it forward towards McLeod. And McLeod's going to win a foul, and we're going to see a yellow card. And it'll be awarded to Amina Barua. So we do have our second yellow card of the match. It'll be Amina Barua. Will be awarded with a yellow card. So each side now has one yellow card, and for Morris Elite, the victim of that call was Amina Barua, but now a set-piece opportunity that will be taken by Marte. And with not as many numbers in the box as you would expect, let's see how this one will turn out. Marte whips this one towards the 6-yard box, headed on, but out of play for a goal kick. Wasn't a bad-looking cross. It was in the direction of Moschita, the substitute who came in on the right wing. But it was that header was just too far wide on the near post and was eventually ruled a goal kick. Now Riley Cross for Morris Elite. Ladies in red trying to push forward and find that goal that will get them back in this tie. But so far, it was the brace by Simonin who just got pulled off the pitch in a substitution just moments ago. Here is Neary with it. Brianna Neary going with a low shot, but it's collected by Zietvat. Neary, the native of Massapequa, plays at Siena in the MAC. 11 appearances for the Saints in her rookie season. Didn't feature against Cedar Stars, but comes in on that left wing. Came in just a couple moments ago. It'll be a throw-in upcoming for Long Island. It'll be taken by Damasi. With it now is Marisi. Now it's Damasi once more. Extra pass towards Killian. Now it's wide with Mosquita. On the far corner. Crossed by Damasi. Headed away for a moment. Now it's with Amina Barua. Barua pushing forward, as is the rest of her side. Barua in that duel with Marisi, who's on a yellow. Barua low cross, couldn't find anyone.
Might have been looking for Jojo Denegri in the middle of the box, but also just probably trying to send it in to see if it reaches any one of the Morris Elite foots in that area. Doesn't go all the way through, and now Morris Elite trying to start it up once again with Olivia Smith in that far side corner.
Here's Robertson for Morris Elite. Ball over the top, and it's going to find no one. A little miscommunication between her and possibly Riley Cross or Jojo Denegri as we've approached the 70th minute here in Game 1 of our doubleheader, as we'll have a substitute upcoming as well. It will be for Morris Elite.
Look to be Gia Milano is coming in. The junior midfielder from Seton Hall will make a change.
We'll see who Milano comes in for in just a moment. Ball goes all the way back to Pascarella. Pascarella, who's usually not the starter, only playing in her third game of the season, and has played more in this match than her whole season combined so far.
It's going to be 2 substitutions upcoming for Morris Elite.
Usually the starter for this Long Island group has been Natalie Madungo, the native of Oceanside. But they went with the native of Ronkonkoma, and it's worked so far. Here's Neary on the far side. Low cross, and that shot goes just wide. Haley Mosquito had a chance to make it 3, but it was actually blocked, and it'll go out for a corner.
It's going to be a corner opportunity upcoming for the Rough Riders as Morris Elite makes their changes, but almost a chance to make it 3 right in the middle of the box, too. Moshida, the recent substitution, had an opportunity. Let's see if she gets another one, a corner kick approaching for Long Island.
So one of the subs coming on is Ellie Go, replacing Jojo Denegri. The other one coming on is going to be, as mentioned, Gia Milano. We'll see who she comes in for. There's a cross towards the back post. Goes over the heads of everybody. Kept in on the far side by Killian. Now a duel at the end line, and it's going to be a foul and a free kick. So Jillian Poise was the other one taken off. So Denegri and Jillian Poise have come off. Poise making her return to the lineup after missing out recently, and she will not see the end of this game as she gets subbed off.
Yeah, Morris Elite using all their substitutions in this match to try and find at least one goal.
Remember, goal difference does play a big part in this. Going into the matchup on a few days ago, it ended with Morris Elite at one point being behind, while being tied on points, or behind by 1 goal.
Yeah, we were looking for them to get 3, right, Robbie?
You were looking for them to get 3, but so far they have none. A game that had a lot of anticipation when we talked to some coaches after the game on Wednesday. And so far, it is the visitors who have flipped the script here this afternoon. And
even talking to Amina Barua after her brace in that game, she was talking to us about her next opponent and Long Island being that one. She was ready for it. She was saying, though, I can't believe we're playing them again after just playing them on the first, but that's how this season rolls.
Here's a through ball. Excellent pass into the feet of Moschida. Low cross. Intercepted for a moment. Follow-up shot goes just wide. It was Marisi with a one-time finish. Wasn't a bad strike, but goes wide of that far post, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, all of Long Island really in disbelief after that opportunity. Let's take a look. That through ball just goes all the way to Moschida. Again, the recent substitution who had an opportunity to score a goal earlier. Just that one, kind of same spot right in the middle of the box. And right now, Long Island just full foot on the gas pedal, completely dominating offensively, having counterattacks, having corner opportunities. Morris Elite going to try and respond here, but Long Island with not only the lead, but with the momentum.
Morris Elite trying to dig deep and find a goal in this matchup. Here's Gibson Graham. Now into central midfield. Not a lot to be able to create it there. Was created there by Cerullo. Ball goes all the way back to the feet of Lily Camacho. Camacho still with it, drops it off to Cerullo. Now it's with Morgan Nelson, who came off the bench and scored against Manhattan. Here's Robertson. There's been a lot of Long Island players in the way. Here's Riley Cross trying to find Gibson Graham, but winning that ball was Abramson, and she's going to try and push forward from her center back position. Abramson tracked down initially by Robertson, but now it is with Braithwaite. Goes wide to Brianna Neary. Neary gets past one. Low cross goes past Braithwaite. It is still with the visitors. Wide to Mosquia. And a duel with Lily Camacho, but it's the 13 in red that will win this duel as we're inside the final 15 minutes plus stoppage time here in Newark, as looks like possibly one of the members of the coaching staff for Long Island got a brief word from the referee as play is back underway. Here's Riley Cross for Morris Elite. Trying to do a little 1-2 with one of the recent substitutes. That was Go. And the ball will go out of play on the far side. Nelson won it, and then she'll take a quick throw towards Amina Barua. Barua trying to find Go, still with Amina Barua.
And Morris Elite has numbers now, but unable to take advantage. Ref, though, giving them the call their way.
Riley Cross winning the foul.
It was over Morisi, I believe.
It was Cross who won the foul, conceded by Morisi, who, if you remember, is on a yellow.
So she has to be careful now. Otherwise, in the last 15 or so minutes, it could be a complete different game if it's 11 versus 10.
We've seen that on this surface fairly recently in the men's game. Here's a lofted ball by Cross, headed away for a moment. Follow-up chance by Cerullo was not struck well, but it goes into the hands of Pasquarella. Morris Elite able to create chances, but just has not been their day in front of goal. In a match that you could have said they needed to get a result in, it has not gone the way they were hoping for, but still plenty of time. And if we've seen any match here in games we've done on Morris Elite TV this season, a lot can still happen. Here's Neary. Leaves it for Marisi. Now it's wide with McLeod. Good-looking ball towards Neary. Heading towards that far corner flag. Still Brianna Neary, the substitute. Low ball towards the feet of Marisi, and that shot goes just wide. Struck well once again, but the 8 in white just could not get it on target. And that was almost a third for the visitors.
And it's funny, Natalie DeMasi is normally right by our booth playing defensive back position, and when all the opportunities have been happening on that attacking third, she looks towards the sideline at her coaching staff, smiling, probably thinking in her head, how is it not another goal added to the scoreboard? 2-0 from Long Island, but kind of like we saw on Wednesday night's match, Robbie, for Morris Elite's way. Why is it not 3? Why is it not 4-0? I'm sure Long Island probably thinking the same thing in today's match.
We have a yellow card for a Morris Elite player. Not really sure who it was awarded to. It looked like initially it was in the direction of Cerullo. Hit forward towards Cerullo, and correction, that was hit forward towards Go, and now the visitors are on the break. It's going to be a 1v1. Camacho trying to be in pursuit. That shot was blocked, and it will go over the end line for a corner. Another opportunity for Braithwaite. Well, the referee's actually going to say it's a goal kick. So it will be a goal kick.
Robbie, I mean, we can watch this one back. I don't think it touched anyone.
I thought the spin change, that might have been my bad on that one, is we're going to...
I think it was just off her left foot at a weird angle. It ends up going out, and we're going to see some substitutions from both sides. Morris Elite and Long Island making a substitution.
Not really sure who has come in so far. One of those players, it looks like it will be the 22 for the visitors. The 22 is on the pitch. She'll be on the far side. So one change made so far. Both changes onto the pitch now for the visitors. There's a through ball in the direction of Barua, but it'll go over the line for a goal kick. We just actually got confirmation the card was to Lily Cross, so it's the 18 that got the yellow card. So a little bit of an interesting turn of events there, that the yellow goes to one of the main leaders on this Morris Elite group. So one of the players coming on for the visitors was Jordana Bello. This one hit forward by Morris Elite. They tried to get it away, but now this one will go wide. Here's Moschita. Lifted the ball into the 6, but it's held down by Ziepvat. Yes. So we did have another change, as Josh has noted to us. Susu Dixon has come on the pitch late. Here's Barua. Trying to find Cross, but it was intercepted by Marisi. We'll go all the way back to Pascarella. So Dixon, as mentioned, replacing Morgan Nelson, who subbed on earlier. So Natalie DeMasi is off. We'll see who the officially confirmed player is. Here's a low cross, and it'll go past everyone. It'll be out for a throw. So Bello is one of them that came on. Actually be out for a goal kick. We're trying to confirm who the other player was. So we'll wait to see the other confirmation. It might have been Alexis Tolles. That might have been the other change. We're not 100% sure. Once we get that information, we will So Bello came on. Here it is on the far side. Now with Marte. Knocked down, but intercepted by Olivia Smith. Now it's forward with Cerullo. Now to Gibson Graham. Trying to find Amina Barua, but it was taken away by Kaylee McCormick once again. Here it is now with Marte. Here's a brilliant interception and a great finish by Amina Barua. A mistake in the back, and Morris Elite have life. It's Barua again. Her third goal against Long Island this season. It's now Morris Elite 1, Long Island 2.
And you just take a look at this on your screen. A lackluster play by Pasquarella trying to pass it out to her defenders. And just like that, Robbie, we talk about it all the time. You just said we've seen in Morris Elite matches where it can just flip a switch just like that within moments. And now, the final probably 5 to 10 minutes, Morris Elite have an opportunity at equalizing. It's 2-1, and I think this is going to bring life back into the squad. Also keep in mind the fresh and recent substitution of Susu Dixon coming on for Morgan Nelson can definitely make a difference too.
There's a ball over the top towards Neary. She's still with it. Neary trying to go to the top of the box with Marisi, but here's now with McCormick. Wide to Mosquita. Lofted ball towards the back post is going to find no one but Susu Dixon. She gets it away to Riley Cross. And now Morris Elite trying to push forward once again. Here's a nice diagonal ball towards Amina Barua. It's still Amina Barua. Out muscles Abramson. Able to find Cerullo. Cerullo's shot right at the goalkeeper, Pasquarella. Not a bad chance there for Morris Elite, and you're seeing them find, as Josh mentioned, some new life here in the final minutes. Here in the closing stages of the opening game of our doubleheader.
What a nice effort by Amina Barua there to stay on her feet despite the contact. She was working in a 1-on-3. And Morris Elite trying to work now on our near side right in front of us here in the press box to get that ball back and just try and spark any life left in this team.
Here's Mosquita again. Trying to get towards the corner flag, and we're going to have a whistle. And it's going to go the other way. Morris Elite win the call there.
What was the call there, Robbie?
Not 100% sure. We didn't have the best angle on it, and we're going to get a yellow card to a coaching staff member. You can understand some of the frustration, and I'm not really sure who this yellow will be going towards. It doesn't look like it will be in the direction of Matt. I'm not sure if that went to Matt Lannon or the head coach or who that would go to.
I think it did go to Lannon.
So from the looks of it from our press box, it did go to Matt Lannon, who's been very vocal to his players throughout this contest and may have said something to the referee, and he has been shown a yellow. This one's going to go out of play on the near side for a throw. Amina Barua in pursuit.
Moving quickly there was Graham.
Here is Barua. Trying to drop it off towards Graham, but it's intercepted by Neary. Now it's played all the way back to the feet of Marte. Wide to McLeod. Back to Marte. Playing it through the back line here in the 87th minute are the visiting Long Island Rough Riders, who went 2-0 up. Just conceded moments ago to Morris Elite, courtesy of Amina Barua after a mistake in the back. But they're trying to restore their 2-goal advantage. Here's Bello. Low cross. Initially cleared. That shot was blocked. And Morris Elite are able to get it away. Now Riley Cross. She's now on the ball. Cross pushing forward along with her side, trying to find a way to get this equalizer. It's still with Riley Cross. Trying to find her way towards the end line. Cross cutting, moving forward. Low cross. And was in the direction of go, but it goes past everyone and is out for a throw-in on the far side.
Let's take a look back at that effort by Riley Cross. Absolutely sensational and almost connects with a teammate. By the way, doing a great job shielding against Alyssa Abramson the entire way down towards from the midfield logo all the way to the box. She did a phenomenal job and effort trying to make that play happen as now the waning minutes approach, Robbie. We're about to be in the 89th minute. See how much is left in stoppage time, but Morris Elite needs to act quickly.
Here's Olivia Smith now for Morris Elite. Smith still pushing forward, finding Gibson Graham. Graham goes centrally to Cerullo. Graham, ball over the top in the direction of go, but it goes into the hands of the goalkeeper, Pasquarella.
Pasquarella is going to take her time now, tell her teammates to clear up field, and going to use as much time as she can get. In the waning moments of this game, in the final 10 minutes of this match, we've seen Morris Elite after that Amina Barua goal on a lackluster clearance by Pasquarella really get that momentum running, and an offensive attack like this we haven't seen yet from them today.
Riley Cross gets an interception off of McCormick. Now go, dropped off to Robertson. She'll go wide with it. One-time pass towards Susu Dixon, but it's taken away by Marte. As we're into the 90th minute now, Gabriela Marte hitting it forward, and now Long Island pushing forward once again. Bello trying to find Neary. Neary gets past one, but taking it away from her was the goalkeeper, Ziepvat. And you're hearing it from the Morris Elite bench. They have to go. Initial ball won by McCormick. Now it's with Susu Dixon for Morris Elite in 11 in red, but she hits it forward only to the feet of Gabriela Marte as the seconds continue to click down. As it looks like our signal will be 3 added minutes to the end of this match. 3 added minutes to the 90. Here this afternoon in game number 1 of our doubleheader. Nice fake there by Marte trying to get rid of it, and she does. Good pressure there by Go, but now Morris Elite have to go themselves. Here's a foul against Amina Barua. Gotten a hit from behind on Gabriela Marte, and that's going to slow our game down a little bit. While we have a moment as play is set to resume, we'd like to thank our sponsors here on Morris Elite TV. We'd like to thank Fast Signs, Gina's Pizzeria, Adidas, Soccer.com, Dr. Oscar Vasquez Orthopedic Surgery, and Jag One. We thank you again for your support of Morris Elite Soccer. Here's a through ball in the direction of Barua, but it's into the hands of Pasquarella. Into the closing stages once again. 1 minute gone in the 3 added minutes here to the end of this opening contest of the day here on Morris Elite TV. There's a duel on the sideline. It's with Mosquito, and she gets past one. Low cross trying to find one of her teammates, goes all the way through. There's a duel at the corner flag, and it's still kept in by Long Island, and it'll be out for a throw and right next to the far corner flag.
Wow, Long Island's going to try and milk the minutes that are left in this match. About 1 more full minute left, as the referee said again, 3 minutes of stoppage time after And Amina Barua goal early in the 80s.
It was just about the 80th minute or so.
Right.
But we also had the goal that doubled the lead for the visitors by Simonin in the early stages of half number 2, as we're into the final seconds now of the originally allocated 3 added minutes.
And if you're on the losing side, whatever it is, one of your most hated things if you're on the losing side is playing by the corner flag.
Indeed it is, and that one's out for a throw once again. Almost being called for a foul throw there was the visitors.
And, I mean, it works. It always works, right? So you keep on doing it, but always when you're on the losing side, it's never fun.
This one's going to be whistled for offsides. Neary was off, but Morris Elite have to go. They do not have a lot of time left. They have to hit it forward, and they have to hit it deep. Not able to that time, and that one will roll out of play for a throw. We'll see how much more this referee gives. This one's kept in play by the visiting Long Island Rough Riders. It's on the far side with Bello. And this one's out of play again. And this will likely do it. As we're just 30 seconds over the originally allocated 3 added minutes. Throw-in was towards Neary and will go out of play. And it's out for a corner, and you could see the reaction of some of the players. Hands in their heads. They know the fate now here in the closing seconds. Corner taken short. It's held in the corner flag, and that will do it. Long Island able to flip the script after you're losing 2-0 at Mitchell Field against Morris Elite just a couple weeks ago. It's the visiting Rough Riders who get the job done at Rutgers Newark today. It was an excellent effort by the visiting Rough Riders, but also an excellent effort by the home side in Morris Elite in the end. A duel between the top 4 ends with the visitors victorious. That will do it for Game 1 of our doubleheader here on Morris Elite TV. Stick with us as we are just about an hour away from the second game of our doubleheader in USL League 2. But once again, that will do it for Game 1. The final score, it's Long Island 2, Morris Elite 1 for Josh Solomon and the entire crew here in Newark. I'm Robbie Basil saying so long for now. Once again, the final score, Morris Elite 1, Long Island Rough Riders 2. But it was intercepted initially by Angelina Vargas, but a forced turnover by Marisi. And now a shoulder-to-shoulder collision, and the referee marks to the spot. A penalty has been awarded. Simonin from the UK will stand over this one. It's Simonin. Saved by Zeepfat. Follow-up shot is converted. A little bit of a scramble in the midfield collected by Vargas. Her through ball in the direction of Denegri. Numbers for Morris Elite. Here's a low shot by Denegri, but it's saved and cleared away.
From Morris Elite. Let's see how they do on set pieces today.
Vargas will put this one back post in the direction of Cross, but her shot goes a little too high, and it's on the break for Long Island. There's a low shot blocked for a moment. Duel at the 6-yard box, and it's going to be a foul. It's going to be called against Long Island. Center referee said it was the... It's eventually partially won by Riley Cross, but Simonin trying to go with the through ball. It's an excellent one. One touch. Can Long Island convert? That shot is saved by Zeepfat. Their job early on to get some blocked shots, or from Sonia Zeepfat to make some big saves. Here's a low shot blocked away partially. And the follow-up is wide. That was Braithwaite. The interception. Now ball over the top to Jojo Denegri. Numbers on the break for Morris Elite. It's still Denegri. Denegri will go for goal, and a brilliant save by Pat.
Later this evening.
Pushing forward now is Viacio, and she'll find Simonin. Simonin goes for goal, but a brilliant save by Zeepfat. Down once again as we're into stoppage time. Trying to clear it is Long Island, but it's Amina Barua with the interception and a one-time shot, but in central midfield, trying to find Amina Barua. Numbers on the break for Morris Elite. It's still Barua. Initial ball one back, but it's Barua, and her shot goes wide. Falling.
In that case, the ball gets sent a little bit too wide. Maybe taking an extra touch might have made a difference. Regardless, it's in the feet of Denegri.
It is JoJo Denegri, and her shot was low, but right at the goalkeeper. That was by Valacio, and now here's Simonin, and her shot's going to go into the far post, and Long Island have doubled their lead. With the native of Ronkonkoma, and it's worked so far. Here's Neary on the far side, low cross, and that shot goes just wide.
That's how this season rolls.
Here's a through ball, excellent pass into the feet of Moschita. Low cross, intercepted for a moment, follow-up shot goes just wide. It was Marisi. Still Brianna Neary, the substitute. Low ball towards the feet of Marisi, and that shot goes just wide. Struck well once again. Now the visitors are on the break. It's going to be a 1v1. Camacho trying to be in pursuit. That shot was blocked, and it will go over the end line for a corner. Another opportunity for... Here it is now with Marte. Here's a brilliant interception and a great finish by Amina Barua. A mistake in the back, and more Amina Barua. It's still Amina Barua. Out-muscles Abramson. Able to find Cerullo. Cerullo's shot right at the goalkeeper, Pascarella. Trying to find her way towards the end line. Cross-cutting, moving forward. Low cross. And was in the direction of Go. But it goes past everyone and is out for a